to another Review Room tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about the Reviewers tab in the Permissions section. So by default, the reviewers can edit their completed rankings as turned on, and what that means is the second that a reviewer goes in and ranks an application, should they be able to edit it when they click on the Submit button. And the answer is 99% of the time you want this on, because a reviewer can make a mistake, or they can start ranking a few applications and then they notice that they might want to change their ranking around a bit now that they've seen a couple of other applications, and they can rank the applications relative to each other. So leave this on by default. There are some cases where you would want to turn this off in cases where a trigger fires the second that the reviewer puts in a ranking. In such cases, you don't want to let them change it, but again, most of the time you want this option on. Now, the other part, which is more important, is select which reviewer groups can see applicants in the pipeline. So in order to show you what that means, let's go to the Manage Reviewer section, and actually let me enable it for both of these judge groups, and press Save Changes, and then I'll show you which section it actually enables, and by default this is off. So let's go to Manage Local Judges, and once I do, let's assume the role of this judge over here. I'm assigned to 3 applicants, and we can see what this looks like. So when I first come in, what you're going to notice is the following. It says applicants in pipeline, and then it's going to list the applicants that I'm assigned to. Notice that I can't rank this application because it is not in the pending review round, and I can only rank applications that have made it to the pending review round based on the competition structure that we've designed. Now let's take a look at the global applicants category. So in this section, what you'll see is it's interesting because it's divided up. You have applicants to be reviewed, right? Which is this one. I've already reviewed it. I've given it a 59 out of 70. And then you have applicants in the pipeline. And this one in particular, I mean, there's no rankings, new rankings that I need to do. I can see any past rankings that I've done for this person, but there are no new rankings. And because there's nothing left for me to do for this particular person, it shows up in the pipeline. So you would only want to enable viewing applicants in the pipeline in cases where it's important for judges to see which applications are in the system but are not quite ready to be reviewed yet, as in they haven't made it to the point where they need to be reviewed by the evaluators, but they are in the system. So again, most of the times you don't want to show this, and that's why it's turned off by default. And the reason you don't want to show it is we find that a lot of times reviewers are not as tech savvy as other participants in the competition, and therefore we don't want to show them extra material that's not relevant to them, that'll clutter up their screens. Therefore we just leave this section off. But know that there is the option there to show the reviewers who's in the system but hasn't made it to the reviewer round yet. So that's actually pretty much it for the section on reviewers in the permission section. There's still more to talk about because we have to talk about the other tabs. Last time we talked about reviewers, and the next section that we'll be talking about in the next tutorial is restrictions. So that's pretty much it for now, though. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.